Today, the world turns its attention to the global HIV and AIDS epidemic by commemorating World AIDS Day. According to the CDC, more than 33 million people have died of AIDS worldwide since the disease first surfaced, and more than 38 million people are living with HIV. In conjunction with World AIDS Day, award-winning actress, producer, and director Debbie Allen teamed up with the AIDS Healthcare Foundation to curate this year's World AIDS Day concert. The free show at the Los Angeles Forum is being billed as an empowering evening of entertainment and advocacy hosted by Randy Rainbow and featuring performances from Jennifer Hudson and Christina Aguilera. And Debbie Allen joins me now to talk more about tonight's show. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. It's so great to have you with us. Tell us a little bit more about the big show tonight. You have two big names performing, Jennifer Hudson and Christina Aguilera, as we said. How is this star-studded lineup helping bring awareness to the HIV/AIDS epidemic?
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me about this. The AIDS epidemic is as dynamic as it was when it first came out, when we first discovered it 30 years ago. And as much as we're all embroiled in COVID, this is a virus that is challenging millions of people's lives around the world. And AIDS Healthcare Foundation has done work for 30 years to improve the quality of life for so many people suffering, to give them information about medicine, to give them free housing and care and food and so many things. And I'm just really happy to continue our partnership with the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. We've been helping to perform, produce the celebrations for the last several years. And tonight's celebration is big because we have these great headliners who also have an affinity to this community global challenge that needs awareness. Young people are walking around and not really thinking so much about this as a priority, and it needs to still be a big priority. I lost half of my famed dance company to AIDS. It was very painful for me. I will never forget and relive all those last moments with so many great artists that we lost. So it means a lot tonight that the Debbie Allen Dance Academy will open the show. We'll be dancing and celebrating, but remembering and bringing attention and awareness to the world.
And this year, of course, marks two big milestones in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Can you tell us more about that and what more is needed in terms of global awareness and resources?
Well, I think one of the big things is how much time has gone past that we've been dealing with the AIDS challenge, medical challenge to the world. And I think the biggest thing is that people still can donate and help. The AIDS Healthcare Foundation is a global organization that, headed by Michael Weinstein, has done an incredible job. I know personally so many of my friends that have had housing and hospital care through this organization. And awareness is a big thing. I think that's one of the biggest things, especially for young people today. A lot of people walking around without a mask, but some people are walking around without thinking about protecting themselves as they become sexually active. This is something that we have to really keep talking and pounding the drumbeat about.
Right. It's got to remain top of mind. Absolutely. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is being honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award tonight. Can you tell us why he was selected for this accolade?
Well, Bernie Sanders is one of the heroes of the whole community, but certainly the LGBTQ community. He's always been very supportive of what's happening. And not that this is a phenomenon that is specific for that community, but he has always been someone who has been inclusive in his political awareness and pushes for liberties and humanity. So he's a great politician who is an even greater human being and humanitarian. That's why he's being honored.
And of course, I just want to ask you about Stephen Sondheim, because as you know, he passed away last week. right before
Yes.
the world premiere of the new West Side Story movie, which of course was directed by another colleague of yours, Steven Spielberg. And of course, it's based on the musical that kicked off Sondheim's career. You played Anita in the revival of West Side Story to great accolades. You knew Sondheim well. Do you have any thoughts on his passing? And do you think that this new film, would he be happy with it? How do you feel about it? And do you think Sondheim would have liked it?
Well, first of all, Stephen Sondheim, I will always think of him as being a living, breathing presence, because he's left us such a legacy of music and lyrics to continue to sing and dance to. Steven Spielberg, if there's anyone to redo this classic, it is him. He is masterful, and I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to the premiere here in Los Angeles, and it's something that he's wanted to do for a couple of decades. He was talking about this when we did Amistad years ago, and the rights were not quite as easy to come by, but I think it's going to be a big hit, is what I think. And from all the trailers that I've seen, it's amazing, and I just can't wait to see it and cheer these young new artists on. I can't wait.
I share your excitement. I can't wait to see the movie either. And I also can't wait to see your big event tonight. Very exciting. Debbie Allen, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time.
I thank you, and I hope everybody will go on the Debbie Allen Dance Academy website and tune into our Hot Chocolate Nutcracker over the holiday season. We're going to stream it for the world.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.